SEGA Saturn SHIRO.
What's up, everybody? What's up? It's Friday SHIRO show, and I'm SaturnDave, and we got TraynoCo on the other end of the line, but we don't have his video today because he's at a con. Pat, why don't you mind telling everybody where you are?
I'm at the Game On Expo in Phoenix, Arizona, and I got 3 PVMs and a bunch of Saturn games here. Have a guy playing it right now. He's playing it in a second. What do you think of Bolt Slash, my dude?
I don't know how to play it.
Oh, you set the start button and you can select the navigator.
How do I move it up and down?
I think it's the other but the other stick, the other one.
So you got Bolt Slash?
I'm playing Bolt Slash, helping some guy play Bolt Slash. Playing got all these systems set up. I got a Dreamcast with Guilty Gear. Got a Mister with Bloody Roar 2, and then I got Bolt Slash, of course.
Nice, and that's with the twin sticks.
Yep.
Excellent. So
twin sticks.
Have you had many people on the Bulk Slash station yet?
I've had a couple. They're really enjoying it though, from what I've heard.
Nice. Excellent.
Gotcha. Hold on. Give me a second. Here, I get to pasture, my dude. I need a pasture, my dude.
So, hope you guys all that are watching have had a good week. It's been a busy work week. I know for myself, I think for Pat as well, and of course he's been preparing for this convention. And so, you know, we've got some news actually. I didn't think we would, but we actually ended up having a few things happen this week, and so we got some things to report on. Can you hear me, Pat?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, what else has been up with your week?
Not much. Just like I said, just running the stuff, playing all these games, helping people at the table. It seems like every but they're just trying to get this table. It's all stapled together. It's all stapled. I got you. But so but it's all good.
Awesome.
It's all good. Yeah, sorry if it's a little bit hectic. I'm running and doing it at the same time, so I'll probably be in and out. But
no,
yeah,
that's
it's really
fine.
Good so far.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear that that it's going okay and that people are enjoying Bulk Slash, especially with the twin sticks. You know, shouts to Danthrax and Greg and that whole team. You know, shouts to Knight for getting the twin sticks in there, and shouts to Shadow Mask and gosh, countless others, Memphis, for making that thing happen. And now I'm really excited to see some updates on Stellar Assault as soon as those cards start coming down the pipe. I know right now they're still just taking auditions, getting that all buttoned down and figuring out who their roles are going to be, you know, who they're going to cast for their roles on that game. But that's another exciting project coming up. And I mean,
you auditioned for it, right?
I did audition. Did you do one yet?
No, not yet. I'm still working right now.
Yeah.
Still trying to work on it. This guy just went and took a table during the stream, but it's pretty funny.
Well, I understand that they are probably they're starting to have several auditions roll in, and I imagine that there's gonna be some pretty skilled folks auditioning, you know. So I'm really happy that they're, you know, I mean, they're taking out all of the experience that they gained from the previous project and putting it into this one. So I think that we can expect a really nice and polished dub and translation, and so I'm really excited about that.
No, for sure, and I definitely want to audition for it. Just been a bit busy with these cons and stuff, so I'm hoping next week I'll be able to throw an audition before the cut deadline is. They said it's like beginning of September. They want to stop.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard. Deadline for September. So I mean, you got time.
Yeah, but I'll definitely do that.
I've still been playing. You know, I've still been kind of hacking away at Malenko's Tokyo Highway Battle. And I've been enjoying every bit of it. I've got to the Drift King now, and I just cannot beat him because he is just way too good. In other words, like, he doesn't make any mistakes at all. It's just
two Drift, two King.
It's just the computer just being flawless, basically. So you literally have to discipline yourself quite a bit and amp up your cars if you want to have any chance of catching him.
Fair. Not even doing the old removing the fuel limiter would work.
Oh, I mean, you know, no. Like I've I'm using like the second tier or like the third tier of cars. You know, you actually have to like switch over to like some like supercars or whatever. And he's still just like smoking me right off the starting line. So there are a few more things I can do to my vehicle, but aside from that, I really don't know, because I'm like barely able to just keep up with him from the start. So yeah, it's crazy, but it's been really enjoyable. And aside from that, there's been some exciting news this week. I think we could probably just get right into it if you don't have any other updates. Oh wait, I listened to your vinyl thing with Bob, like at length.
Oh, nice.
And I listened to it before when it dropped, but I listened to it at length and like went back through it, and I really enjoyed listening to you guys talk about like the recording processes for different albums that you're really passionate about and stuff, and just talking about like how certain albums, like that Dire Straits album was like an all digital, like from the studio, whereas other albums are completely analog. And it's like whatever they mastered it to originally, whatever target platform they were really targeting is the one that usually sounds the best, or the one that you'll go back to and you'll find differences, So it was really fun. I hope you guys do another one of those.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we're definitely going to be doing that in the future. I think that's something we'd really want to do, because I really enjoyed it.
Cool.
And like I said, I think it's really entertaining. And Bob actually got Bob on the side of putting the records behind the sleeve, so that's another one for the good team.
Oh, really? Putting the record behind the sleeve.
Battle. Exactly. The way that it was meant to. But yeah, I'm really glad you enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun to do, and to help more people watching. It's on YouTube. It's on Bob's account. So if you go to his YouTube account, you can watch it. It's pretty good.
Awesome. And I do want to make an announcement.
So what's the news?
Well, I want to make an announcement in the chat that if my voice, if Pat's not here and my voice goes all weird, just let me know, okay? Because I've been having mic troubles lately, which are somewhat unavoidable. At least I haven't figured it out. So just let me know and I can fix it while we're streaming. But yeah, to get on into the news, because we do have some stuff to talk about. Let's see here.
What are we going to talk about?
I will bring it up here. Let's see. I'm going to bring up, Discord. I'm going to bring up the browser. Let's do this. I have to have everything in a certain order, so it all makes sense, so I can see everything. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we do have Dan in the chat here, so he can speak to some of these articles. I got Anthony here. I think he's just listening in, but anyway, we always love having Anthony. Nighted Dragon around. I think we're going to start. Yeah, we got you, of course, and we love Patty Cakes.
Yeah.
SHIRO Zero.
I don't know. I think love is a strong word for me. I'm not very a lovable dude.
Oh, that is so far from the truth, and you know it. Anyway,
I'm only playing.
So let me just see here. Oh, we got AM25 just hopped in the chat. So going all the way back to the Dragon Force 1 and 2 mainline podcast episode drop that you guys did. I was not a part of this podcast, unfortunately, because I did sit down to record with you guys, and my washing machine started overflowing all over my garage. And luckily,
not a good set piece.
Yeah, like I was all ready to record, and I was just like, okay, guys, I'm sorry, I have to go. And it was very sudden.
He started, and we were like it just started, and it's like, oh yeah, we can't do it. It's like, oh, never mind, I guess.
Never mind.
Just us then.
But it was fate, because
never mind.
You guys did amazing, and I don't think I would have added anything. I don't think I would have said anything that you guys didn't say. You had Pat, who's kind of like coming at Dragon Force pretty fresh, You got Nick, who's played it quite a bit, but kind of in the middle, and then you've got like Chaz and Peter, who have just like played the hell out of the thing extensively forward and backwards. So you guys really covered the gamut of interest levels and experience levels with the game, and had a lot of cool things to say. So if anybody's even marginally interested in Dragon Force, it's a fantastic game, way up there on the list in terms of games for Saturn. And I believe we haven't had any kind of re-release of it, so this is the way to play it.
Yeah, no, it's a ton of fun, and I'm glad you enjoyed the cast. It's a ton of fun to play and record video for. I definitely think it's probably one of my favorite games of all time. One of at least up there.
Yeah.
It's gotten up there. So
I was surprised that you really liked, you really kind of favorite Ogre Battle. Like if pressed, that's more your speed, the Ogre Battle thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, and they're both phenomenal games. They just kind of come at it from a different angle, you know. And I think it's valid. There's quite a lot of Ogre Battle fans out there too, so I can get that. Dragon Force is definitely different, though. I mean, it's definitely its own kind of thing, and I think that folks should definitely at least play the first one. If you enjoy that, then get into the second one. Just like all my SHIRO bros said, basically, you know, if you enjoy the first game, then get into the second one, which does have an English translation thanks to our awesome community.
Exactly, and I think there was Night Drag. Was he behind part of the team of that one, or am I thinking somebody else?
But I had nothing to do with that one.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Was that?
You're in so many, it gets confusing sometimes.
Was that like Aisha, the one that was behind Linkaliver?
No.
No, not even. Okay. So I guess this was just an older one. You guys listed in the.
Yeah, who was ever in charge of this, they're no longer active, because I actually tried communicating with the people who did the translation to, and nobody's gotten back to me.
Yeah. It's one of those older ones that was done in like the 2000s. Or around there, you know, like before all of us were like active in the community, and so it's like we have a hard time reaching those folks sometimes, you know. Hopefully that won't be us in like 10 years. Hopefully we'll still be at it, you know. All right, one can hope.
I'm gonna make myself the most remote person available. I will go on a mountain. I will go into make my little hut. I'll cut off electricity, and you'll have to climb the mountains in like New York to be able to meet up.
We'll be able to reach you in the Upside Down.
Exactly.
All right, cool. Well,
you're gonna have to be running up that hill if you know what I'm mean.
I'll make a deal with God. What?
Before we change topics, I just want to say that the PlayStation 2 did get a port of this game.
Really? I did not know that.
Oh, Pete, you know what? You are right. Japanese only, though, right?
Correct, Japanese
You are
only.
correct. Yeah, you know what? You're right. It was one of those. PS2 got a lot of cool like Saturn stuff, you know, because of course Saturn was really popular, popular enough to kind of live on through PS2. All these kind of like budget re-releases, yeah. So you could play it in Japanese on the Saturn or the PS2, or you can play it in English on the Saturn with the patch. Okay, so next up. We got Fenrir Duo, sells out immediately upon launch. This was Danthrax that wrote this up. Dan, do you want to unmute and say anything about this article?
Nope. Let it stand.
No, that's it.
Nope.
I think what I have to say is that I think he originally was going to write it up as it's going to go on sale, but it was like right before it was going to, and then it sold out immediately. So it's like we can't even say it's on sale or like people can buy it now.
Okay.
Yep. See, Pat's got it handled. Yeah, I mean, we didn't get news that this was even going to go up on sale until like 12 hours beforehand, 18 hours beforehand, when Said tweeted it out, which we've got the tweet there in the story, and then it went on sale on Sunday afternoon. And it apparently sold out within minutes. I didn't think to check until a couple hours after it was supposed to go on sale, and it was sold out. But I mean, I put somebody's tweet up there who said that it was in their cart, and then it just disappeared on them. So it may have sold out after just minutes. I don't know what the stock situation was. Maybe you only put 20 of them up. I don't know. Maybe you put 200 up, and the demand's insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, or 3.
Well, for the benefit,
I kind of realized the newsworthiness here was the fact that, like, you know, it's good to let people know that now there is this unified Fenrir solution where you don't have to pick a model and figure out what kind of pins, how many pins your Saturn has. You can just buy one Fenrir, and as I put in the story, also he's sunsetting the 2 model option. You can only be able to buy this one Fenrir Duo from now on, which is good. That'll reduce confusion, make it easier for people. It is a little more expensive than it used to be by €10.
Mm-hmm.
Although the dollar has gotten a lot stronger compared to the euro late. So now
it's called, I just want to remind everyone in the EU that it's called soccer now. I just want to point that out. It's soccer, you like calling it that.
Yeah. So anyway.
So this is the one Fenrir to rule them all going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, and so the newsworthiness, aside from the fact that this exists now, is that it sold out immediately. The demand was high. So we'll have to wait and see if when restocks come in, and when they do, I presume that's when his couple of retail partners, Castlemania and the French site Trader Games, will also get stock in. But that's just speculation on my part. He hasn't actually come out and said that. He just said they'd be getting it soon, whenever that means.
Yeah, I think people were kind of upset, or mildly upset about like how fast it went out, but I think that he or someone else reassured everyone that they were working quickly to get more stock, that they were working on it, and that it would be that there would be more available soon.
Yeah, Castlemania actually tweeted.
That's right.
In his thread and said something like, it's there's going to be restock soon. So yeah, I don't think this was like the one release of the Fenrir Duo, and maybe we'll get another one next year or something. Like, I'm sure it'll be easier to stock this thing since they don't have to have two different models. It's just the one now.
I mean, they could either have a shortage of parts, they could have underestimated the demand. Honestly, I mean, maybe they assumed that most people had gotten their 20 or 21 pin, and that maybe there wasn't going to be as high of a demand as there was. But obviously, they could see now that there's a huge demand for it, and so that's awesome.
It could be a combination of the two as well.
Yeah,
I mean, other ODEs are in dire straits as well. Like the GC loader's been out for almost a year, I think now. It's been out of stock.
Yeah.
Shadow Mask. Sorry, I was say Shadow Mask asked in the chat how many units are made for this production run. We don't know. I didn't reach out and ask him that, to be fair. But he did not disclose those numbers publicly on Twitter.
How's the satiator and the mode looking stock wise? Are they both in stock?
I haven't checked those. As far as I know, the satiator is in stock. I haven't heard of it. Really being
it's still in stock
in a while.
Yeah, so like I said, if you guys, even though it's a little bit expensive, if you think of it this way, equivalency of a satiator is probably 2 really good Japanese Saturn games or 1 US game, and with that you can play the entire library. So even if it does seem a bit expensive, even with the mode, if you guys want to go that way, even though it is a bit pricey, at the end of the day, you can still if you can swing 2 Saturn games, you can swing a satiator and have everything.
Speaking of the satiator, there was a small announcement. They released a new menu, and I don't believe that we reported on that. It was, let me go to announcements. I believe this would fix hangs when using the mission stick or the twin stick controllers. So for folks that are interested in playing bulk slash, that is important.
It actually, I don't think it affects the twin stick.
Okay, that's what it says. That's what it says in the
right. He does say that, and I had kind of asked him about that. I'm like, well, what's the twin stick got to do with the mission stick? Because the mission stick is analog, and the twin stick is not. Twin stick is digital. And he said that according to documentation that he was looking at from, I forget now off the top of my head, so I'm not looking at it, but he was looking at some kind of documentation that told him that the twin stick was an analog device. And so he was thinking analog devices aren't working with the satiator menu, so I have to fix that. So he's just assuming that the twin stick is analog, and that now the twin stick will work with the menu. So because of that confusion, I didn't write a story about it, and it was also a pretty small update.
It was a very small update. Yeah, I didn't
because I'm guessing it's actually only really helping people who are trying to navigate the satiator menu with a mission stick, and how many people are doing that? It's probably a pretty small edge case.
Honestly, at this point, if the updates that we get are just really tiny bug fixes, I'll probably report it. We'll talk about it on the show, but we're probably not going to do a full-fledged article. What I do recommend is that any folks who own a satiator, if you haven't already, you should be subscribed to the satiator Discord so that you get all the announcements there. And if there is a big update or like a significant update that gives any kind of extra functionality or fixes like some significant bugs, of course we'll report on that where appropriate. But yeah, like you said, it was I thought the same thing. I'm like, how many people are going to be navigating using the mission stick?
Honestly, I navigate a lot using the twin stick, and that was right. I kept hitting buttons until I learned how to do it, because like I just kept like,
But it worked,
oh, I want to
though,
go
right?
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It
Yeah.
worked fine.
Yeah.
And
So it wasn't even a problem.
you know, it's funny. Over this past weekend, I decided to try out rings again. Just on a whim. I downloaded the whole package, the latest version, and then did a complete install with all the images and everything like that. And once I was done dinking around with it, I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the vanilla menu because it's just so much quicker. No offense to rings and everything. I like the spit and polish on it and everything like that, but it just hangs for so long, and there's a lot of like. It's just a lot of overhead when I normally boot up the satiator, it's just so fast. It's into the menu so fast, and then like navigating the menu is so fast. I really don't care that it looks like Windows 3.1, or whatever.
Yeah, I still use the original rings menu I put on there.
Yeah,
like whatever the last one was, that's it.
Yeah, and I'm not like against rings, and people should definitely check it out and decide for themselves. I've just come to the point where I've tried it multiple times and I'm just like, yeah, I always just end up going back to the standard satiator menu because for me it's just that much easier. But I appreciate that rings exists, and folks should definitely try it out if they haven't, and see for themselves if they like it. If it's for you, then I'd say go for it. But anyway, that's enough about satiator. We were actually talking about Fenrir, but
anyways, yeah, get a Fenrir if you can, get a satiator. If you can't get that, get the mode if you can't get either of those. And then if somehow you still want to get a Ray or Phoebe, get that.
Yeah, I'm struggling to find very many reasons to really push people towards a satiator these days. I mean, except for that, okay, you want to take it to a convention. You want to be able to take it to a convention and pull it out of one unit and pop it into another. You're going from one showroom to another showroom, or you're going from one showroom to like a panel or something, and you need to use it. Great. That's a great example of just being able to pull it out and have it be hop swappable. But like Derek A-Team, for example, in our community, he has a huge collection of VCDs, right, that he's going to be archiving and sharing with folks who are interested. And I'm just like, that would be awesome to have a bunch of those on an SD card and be able to play on your Saturn. But alas, I can't because my VCD card slot is occupied with the satiator. So I don't know. There are a few use cases where I'm wishing that I had a Fenrir, honestly. So I have multiple Saturns. I might end up getting a Fenrir after all.
Yeah, maybe. I only have one. I'm going to be down a Saturn. The guy that I forgot to mention that trade's going through for the Vulix machine, the Voltex machine.
Really
so that
cool.
Saturn kiosk is going to be gone, sadly.
Oh man! And where is that going to? Is that going to another place in Arizona, or is it traveling?
It's going to a guy named Game Saru. He does a bunch of arcade stuff. He's probably familiar if people know him.
Okay.
But yeah, he's a cool dude. Would highly recommend checking him out. He sells arcade cabs, and he just wanted to trade me. So that should be here tomorrow, hopefully. So I might have to dip early in the con and come back.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
But I will see.
I hope you enjoy it.
It's like Dave's like, I can't believe you're doing this, Patrick. Why are you doing this?
I just hope that you don't regret it. That's all, and that's fine. I mean,
yeah. I don't know. Maybe I might one day, but in all honesty, I think someone pointed out. I told us it's like you told them that like your kiosk is probably worth less than that, right? And I'm like, yeah, probably, because like I think in total, like everything is giving me like $3,000 in terms of equipment,
right?
And I think I put maybe like, if I had to guess, maybe 600 into that kiosk.
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe 800, 900. So that's a pretty substantial trade.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, I wish I wish I could get it from you, but no, I can't. So have fun,
Sorry,
No, it's cool. It's cool. Hopefully he'll treat it nice. You did a good job with it, and hopefully it's going to a good home, and hopefully you enjoy the Vulix cabinet.
Oh no, it's a Sound Voltex cab.
Oh, the Voltex cabinet. That's right.
Yeah, I said Vulix by mistake. That was my bad. There's Sound Voltex, a rhythm game, but I'm pretty excited. I kind of want to get into more rhythm games, and I kind of want variety in my arcade. So, Not saying that wasn't variety, but I kind of like the idea of having like arcade stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But you never know. There's so many those kiosks pop up all the time, So it wouldn't surprise me if I run into another one fairly soon.
That'd be cool. Let us know.
So yeah, I will.
Okay, I didn't realize that this was up next, but let's talk about it. Okay, so up next is, I was very cautious when writing this. So I was very cautious when writing this article because earlier in the week, and I think it was Martin, our own slow boy, who brought this to my attention. A new 2D
Slow and
engine.
steady wins the race.
A new 2D engine for SEGA Saturn and PlayStation.
Yeah, that looks kind of cool.
Yeah, and I put in this reported, but I am going to edit that when we're done here because we got some news. So on Wednesday, August 3rd, Gabriel Pyron reported on a new 2D engine in the works for both PlayStation and Saturn. According to the video's description, it's a demonstration of this new engine created by Thiago Cabral, or Thiago SC, the same individual who brought us Sonic the Hedgehog to the Super Nintendo. And DF Retro did like a whole video on it. It was really, really impressive. Go check it out if you didn't already. The focus of the new engine is to take advantage of graphical resources from the 32-bit consoles to support all PlayStation native effects, like the true transparency and the like Gorad shading and stuff like that, and then use both VDP1 and VDP2 on Saturn to bring the best out of both platforms. Pat, mute yourself. Okay, yeah, so
that's pretty cool.
The video in question shown above claim, and I can play it for you guys. I'm just gonna mute the sound here, or the sound is already muted. There we go. So it just starts out. The video just kind of starts out, and it claims there's no front end, there's no OSD shown, but he claims in the video that it's running on the Mr. Core, the PlayStation Mr. Core, and it was captured on a Flint 4K card through OBS. And I reached out to him to say, because is there anything you can do to like prove that this isn't just running on a PC, and he did. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys right now. Yeah, so apparently they don't have any kind of like website or real social media or anything like that, so he just did like a nice little humble video on his website, and there really wasn't anything to prove what he was saying in the video. But let me see here if I can do this for you guys. They were kind enough to reach out to SHIRO and provide a disk image that we're not to share. It is not for public release at this point. Doesn't want it going,
but it's still going on eBay for $2,500.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But he did provide us with a disc that we could try out, and he hasn't even tried it on real hardware. So I burned it to a disc and I brought it home and I said, well, let's see what we can do. Okay, so let's see what we can do. I'm gonna minimize this here. Let's see. You guys are seeing it for the first time. Not really, actually, because I've already... Okay, so it's already loaded in memory right now. See, I have the disc out, but let's do this.
Disc's out for Harambe.
All right, let's turn on the... Turn up the audio a little bit for you guys. So yeah, this is a legit PlayStation. I'm using a Logitech wireless controller. Other than that, though, this is a legitimate PlayStation.
Wait, did you just say PlayStation?
I literally said PlayStation.
All right, well, I'm gonna have to. Can anybody hit the hide Dave button? I can't hit it to hide him because he's playing PlayStation on the show.
Hold on a second.
There you go. He needs to disappear. I can't do it on my side. He needs to do it for me.
So did you find out what is done on the Saturn side then, by chance?
Yes. So let me tell you. This has no pause. This has like no amenities, but it does have. You can see. Here, I'm going to turn down the volume so I can actually think. It's quite loud, actually. So yeah, you can see here like the transparencies are different. When Sonic gets the little force field going on, that also is different. It's using like the PlayStation's native like transparency effect. So it's doing a bunch of cool stuff. But I mean, performance-wise, it's really good. It's definitely not like emulation. It doesn't feel like emulation on a console, the way that a lot of like, you know, Sega Genesis emulators on PlayStation or Sega Genesis emulator on PlayStation 2 would be. But anyway, so yes, I can now confirm, and I will change the article to read as such, that this literally works on native hardware. It works on the PlayStation's Mr. Core. It works under emulation. I'm sucking it up with this controller because this wireless controller is not great. But it's enough to show you guys that this does work. He said that they are working on the... they pretty much already have the Saturn version done. Ish. I mean, it's going to be improved upon and iterated upon, but it's pretty much already done, and they're working on getting a video demo done up to be able to show folks. I'm hoping that maybe they'll slide a copy of that my way as well. But again, like, just doing our due diligence, I didn't want to report on this and say that it was totally legit unless I was able to see it for myself. I really only asked him to just post a video showing like the Mister's front end, you know, and like maybe like the BIOS of the PlayStation, so that we could see that it was indeed running on a PlayStation instead of just like on a PC. But he went one further and was just like, here, go ahead and take this, just don't share. Yeah, just don't share it with anybody. And again, there's not much here. Like the engine is here, you could see that it works and that it looks great and that performance is actually quite nice. It's buttery smooth on my end. Of course, this stream is in 30 FPS, so you guys probably aren't going to see the same fluidity that I'm seeing. But I can tell you firsthand that it looks good and it performs well, much better than, because it's ported, because it's an engine and it's ported. It's not emulation at all. So that's great. Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna have to try that out once I get home. I got the text message for it like a couple minutes ago. I was like, oh well, I'm at a show and I don't have any access to a computer, so I can't really try it. But as soon as I get back home, I'll definitely do that. Yeah,
and it's got like it's using like CD audio for the soundtrack, you know, so it sounds great, you know, like it just they're doing a bunch of stuff with it, but it basically has like a real Sonic CD kind of feel, you know, with the CD audio. And
oh, nice.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this. Obviously, like, Sonic fan games are going to be able to be ported easily, probably, using this engine. So
I'm excited.
Like 2D Sonic fan games.
There it goes.
Right. So, yeah, get excited about that. That's awesome. Let me mute this. Turn that off.
Let's go crazy. Let's get nuts.
Yes, exactly. So, so yeah, you have it here that I can confirm, and the browser's not coming back up. What's up? Come on. Oh, web page. There we go. All right. Yeah, so we can confirm here that this does absolutely work. And then based on, you know, the previous work from Tiago SC on the Sonic the Hedgehog for SNES, I'm positive that this is gonna be amazing, you know, because it doesn't look like any corners were cut on that, and it performed really, really well, like much better than anybody expected. And now with the extra power of 32-bit and all of the, you know, the VDP, being able to use VDP1 and VDP2, I think it's going to be amazing. I didn't really get, Knight was asking like what they had done. Let me see if he gave us any other details. Just want to make sure I don't forget anything. Just that it's not available for public use, internal testing only. Yeah. They don't have any kind of social media. Tiago SC doesn't have any social media or YouTube channel, really, and they're not into that anyway. They're just really more or less, you know, head down programmer kind of thing, you know, and then he just used Gabriel was nice enough to put it up on his own YouTube channel. But they are going to, they did say that they are going to start an official GitHub page for the project. So perhaps it'll be like open.
Do you think I should put that up for SHIRO, or would that be a little bit too much for that? If I made a video of that.
When it's more mature, let's see. Oh yeah, we probably should. I mean, we did it here first, but I mean, definitely I was thinking about putting up some kind of a demonstration video showing folks it running on real hardware, because like I said, they've only got it running on Mister so far, because he said his PlayStation is back in Brazil and he wasn't able to actually run it on real hardware yet. So I confirmed for him. I was like, dude, this runs on real hardware.
I was gonna say I could burn it too if need be, but I think you got it.
Well, yeah, no, you should just to make sure that it's like you might have a different model PlayStation.
Double make sure.
Yeah, double make sure. But definitely, so
yeah,
this is a cross-platform 2D engine that is going to be rad, because imagine the implications of that, of Sonic fan games, of which there are many, and some of them are actually really high degree of quality. Could be like
Sonic.exe on the Saturn,
and they can be ported cross-platform to both PlayStation and Saturn. You know, I think that's really neat. I think that's really cool. So imagine this could actually bring us, legitimately bring us. Sonic Mania on the Saturn, you know?
Sonic Mania.
Anything else you guys want to talk about this?
I'm excited.
Cool. Yeah, awesome. I am too. That's it. What you guys saw is all I have to show you in terms of the demo. It doesn't go anywhere. It just goes to the end boss, but there's no end boss, but you get to see the clouds scrolling, and you get to see the water effects and stuff like that, and the transparency looks good. The music sounds good.
It's got a head in the clouds.
It's like, it feels like 60 frames per second. If it's not, then it's close, but it's much better than like 30. So let's see here. Next up is something real cool that's happening in our community. Shouts to Double Dime for bringing NetLink, online SEGA Saturn tournaments back. I called him our NetLink Busy Bee because the dude is literally always available for a matchup. He's he is really taking to the NetLink tunneling stuff, and it's just like, I just want to spend all my free time playing NetLink, so I've had some good matches with him. He's a gamer for sure, like really good. He's definitely owned me on more than a couple games. I was able to hold my own with what is it, Bust a Move. And I think we played some Puyo. We had some really good Puyo matches. He's way better than me at Bomberman, though, for sure.
Yeah,
because he had a lot more practice.
At it, so I didn't want to know.
Yeah, Joe is great at Bomberman, also because of all the practice. That and Sega Rally, because of years of practice with the NetLink stuff. But anyway, so they started a bracket on if you join our Discord, which I put a link in here, and you go to the there's a new channel called SEGA Saturn Tournaments, or online tournaments, and of course you got to get your NetLink tunneling setup going, which we have an online support group channel to help you with. You can submit your name for the bracket, and right now they're going to start kicking things off with Virtua Fighter Remix. So if you like Virtua Fighter, you're good at fighting games, great. I think they're looking for one more person. Once they get 7, they're able to get started. Let me confirm that. Yes. So right now they got 6 people, I guess, and they're looking for a 7th.
No, they have 7. They need an 8th.
Oh, right. No, yeah, you're right. Wait.
Maybe I need to get a. I need to finally set up my NetLink and play online against them.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to do it. I kind of feel bad that I haven't, but I just don't know. I don't know if I have the time to commit at this point, because I'm getting so busy with like back to school stuff with my job. And then of course the PRGE coming up, and a bunch of other stuff, podcast stuff, and everything like that. But definitely,
yeah, we're busy.
Yeah, maybe sometimes more than I want to be, but definitely folks should, if you're interested, join our Discord. Say hi to these guys. They're super nice. Double Dime, I figure since he's on more than anybody, who better to like take this and run with it. So they created a bracket again. Like I said, it's going to be asynchronous, taking place over a week. So you don't have to, it's not one event at one time. I think that was Knight's suggestion, that they just kind of like everybody hook up when they can, record their footage, and then submit the results, and they'll all add it to the bracket. And that way it'll progress like that. I don't know if there's a prize. Did they say there was going to be like any kind of prize? Knight? No, I don't know.
No, there's no prize.
Pride. It's for pride at this point. But I think it's just more for fun than anything, and it's an awesome idea. So I did include some videos that Dan Retrospectors has done with Double Dime. So like you got Daytona USA CCE, and then of course the Duke Nukem 3D, mission sticks.
Nice. I'm excited. I think I might just have to finally set up the tunneling stuff and pop away. Maybe get my VFN, get some annoying Jackie gameplay.
One interesting thing I might add, well, you definitely should, Pat. I want you to get your setup going so that you and I can do some matches, and maybe we could even do it on SHIRO Show. It would be awesome.
That'd be kind of fun.
I should add, the YouTube channel Dave Tona recently put out a really good video about CCE, Daytona USA CCE, and the Japanese CE. It was a really good video, very informative, and also it did emphasize and point out the differences between the later Japanese release CE and CCE in the US. And I believe the controls were they were tightened up and made to feel a little bit closer to the original Daytona than like CCE does. So if folks are interested and you have like the Netlink setup, you should try that. You should try connecting with each other over the Japanese version, the patched Japanese CE, because I think that it's a slightly better experience than CCE, where, CCE kind of feels a little squirrely. Like there's just a delay. There's this feeling of a delay in your input. Can't quite put a finger on it.
That is interesting because the Japanese and the US version can play
each other
Netlink,
right,
on the Netlink side. Yeah,
and that's the thing is I think literally it's just a difference in the handling of the car, and I think that other than that the code is very similar. I mean, CE is based on all the code from CCE, but they went ahead and tuned the handling, the controller handling on the Japanese version. And also, he made a point, and Knight, it'd be interested in if you watch that video and let me know what you think. They also improved the draw-in in the background. They actually improved the draw-in on things, and it's obvious, like between the two. So it's actually fascinating that they're able to link up and play each other.
I'm actually curious if CCE and CCE Netlink are different games.
That could be, but he made a point to say that when CCE was released as Netlink, that it was literally just CCE with online play, and that it had the same, it suffered from the same issues as CCE when you played it offline, and that CE was the ultimate definitive realization and tune-up of the game, released in Japan later. So I don't know, that it was a fascinating video, and I do agree. I feel the differences when I play the two games offline. At least I do feel the differences, and I do think that the Japanese CE is superior, at least in so much as it gives you back the original soundtrack. It gives you back the arcade soundtrack.
It takes the power back,
and it also gives you controls that are, while not exactly like the arcade, they're closer to the arcade than CCE was. And not to be confused with World Series Baseball.
Or World Series Baseball.
But anyway, I don't want to confuse folks. I just think that folks should definitely go check it out. And shouts to Double Dime.
What would you say I'm sorry. What would you say the definitive version of that game is, if you had to say?
You're asking me personally, or you're asking?
The definitive Saturn version of Daytona on Saturn. What do you think the best version of it is?
For me, it's the original. For me, it's the original because even though it looks like crap, even though it looks like garbage, I guess that's kind of subjective. I don't deny the fact that it's the poorest looking of all of the bunch, but it's the best controlling. And I mean, it's like you fire it up, it's the closest to an arcade experience. If you're not playing like the Xbox arcade version, or something like that, or the play. Yeah. So, I mean, I absolutely love the original vanilla version of Daytona USA, just for the fun factor. But obviously that's not even a choice when it comes to online play. So I think when it comes to online play, I would probably go CE, the Japanese one.
Fair enough.
But that said, check out those videos from Retrospectors. Dan puts up great content. He has I don't think anybody's covered Netlink more than Dan Retrospectors. And shouts to him for doing that over the past few years, keeping the Netlink content coming and showing us all Shadows of the Tusk. Like he did an in-depth walkthrough of Shadows of the Tusk and showing folks how to play the game and stuff like that. So hats off to him for that, and hats off to Double Dime for showing the initiative and going ahead and getting the Netlink tournaments going. So I look forward to. I know Random is potentially interested in doing like a volunteer or participating in like a racing game once they do racing. Right now it's fighting, so if you're good at Virtual Fighter Remix, why don't you toss your hat in the ring?
Exactly. I definitely might try it out. Probably not the racing one because I think Random would just destroy me and make fun of me, but like, you suck at this game even more. It's like, thanks.
Yeah,
thanks, friend.
Well, next up, we have an article from Emily, EM64, in our Discord, and she really doesn't pull any punches straight from the title.
Yeah.
Astro City Mini V, or Astro City Mini 5, a beautiful waste of money.
Yeah, that kind of is my feelings on it, too.
I mean, hey, you got to be... we have to be honest, right, in our reporting. We can't sugarcoat things, and we're certainly not being paid to talk about this, so... Yeah.
I mean, I am, but I don't know. I don't know if you got the check yet, Dave.
Check is in the mail, right? No. Let's see. Is Emily here?
Don't you ever change?
Oh, she's not available to talk. Do you know what? You know more about this than I do. Do you want to talk about it?
A little bit. So it's as you guys know, the Astro City Mini V came out. It's mostly a shmup-based one. I think it's a horizontal or vertical, leveling of it. I actually can't see the article right now, but she tried it out, and there's quite a lot of games, especially ones on Saturn.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of my feelings on it, where it's like, it's good, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just emulation. Some of it's good, some of it's okay. And just, at the end of the day, it's just going to end up as shelf tat. It's just really cool, though.
You do get, what you get from Saturn library is Sonic Wings, Batsugun, Sengoku Ace, Shippumaho Daisakusen, Gunbird, and Strikers 1945, in addition to several other Rising games, Toplon, Seibu, Kaihatsu. I think she's in the chat now.
Definitely the cheapest way to get them.
Yeah, cheapest way. No kidding. Yeah, cheapest way to get all those games in one collection. But as far as the hardware goes and performance, I think it's just kind of like what we all could expect. I think it's what sadly we all have come to expect from these things, is it's designed for a much more casual and forgiving audience. Let's put it that way.
At the same time, like I said in review, this isn't like these Atari 2600 plug and plays,
right.
Or just like these like Pac-Man things that you buy $50 from a grocery store. This is a pretty expensive device, and it's clearly for an enthusiast market given the sort of games they put on it.
Right.
And yet they haven't really put in the work when it comes to making something that's particularly playable. And it's especially noticeable when you go from like the M2 Shot Triggers games on Switch or PS4, which like have 3 or 4 frames of lag and feel just as good to play as the PCBs. Whilst this, it's everything feels very, very sluggish. And when you're not particularly good at this kind of game, like I am, I'm like lucky if I get to level 3 on a 1 credit. I need all the help I can get. And when everything is really unresponsive,
mm-hmm.
I just feel like I'm constantly fighting with the controls.
Yeah. The difficulty is comes from the lack of performance versus, your actual skill at the game. I think that this kind of stuff seems like it got rolling, and you're right. This isn't the case of like the AT games, those really cheap, you put some batteries in it, you get it from the grocery store, you throw some batteries in it and you plug it into your TV via composite. It's not that kind of thing. It's like it's like this premium product that you pay, serious dollars for. Kind of like the Neo Geo X back in the day, if anybody remembers that. You plunk down,
please don't remind me on that.
$100 or $200 for this thing, and you have all these promises of, you get like a huge library of games. But at the end of the day, we're living in this era where anybody can, for like $100 or less, buy a pretty beefy emulation handheld. Like they're just plentiful. You can go on eBay.
They're a dime a dozen.
I'm not recommending that you do, but I'm just saying they're a dime a dozen, and so many different people make them.
Or better yet, get a PSP.
Or get a PSP, or get a Vita, or get a, there's just so many ways to emulate these games. So at the end of the day, you want something, how would you feel performance-wise? How would you feel this compares to, like, say, that giant Capcom stick that Capcom released? The one that's shaped like a kidney bean?
I don't have any personal experience with that one. To me, it just seemed, just because of the size of it, I just thought, well, I'm not going to risk it. Right.
Yeah. I mean, all of these feel like they're trying to market it as like a premium or mid-tier premium product, but the performance just isn't there. It has a cool swivel screen. That's the cool thing. I mean, that it's got going for it.
Yeah,
but
the screen is a big improvement over the original Astro City, because if you remember, that one was a 16:9 screen.
Right.
Despite all the games being 4:3.
Exactly.
This time it's in the correct aspect ratio, so that's a positive. But as I said at the end, you can make a case for this as an ornament, because if you stick it in your game room and you power it off some sort of USB battery pack, it's actually, kind of cool as like a little ornament you put in your game room. But for actually playing games on, it's a bit of a failure.
Yeah.
Right. Kind of like those tiny little Game Gears, right? The ones that are so small, exactly. You need like binoculars to be able to play them. I mean, and how much does this retail for?
So looking at my receipt, I paid, including shipping, taxes, everything, 28,826 yen.
It's about $280.
Is that right?
I feel ill when you say that.
She's British, so.
Wow. Okay.
I guess $280 reduced. Is that the British terminology? Or is that Australia?
So just to be clear, I also bought the style kit, which includes the little stool and the extender and the marquee stuff.
So, how about it's over $200 though, at least.
Yeah. So when you're in that sort of price territory, you're looking at FPGA consoles.
Or like picking up a Switch. You could like pick up a Nintendo Switch used for that.
And
I can't really judge you though, because I paid like $300 for 2 of those Astro City mini fight sticks.
Right.
So
if you know what you're getting into and you're willing to plunk down that kind of money for what's essentially going to be, something to show off on your shelf, some shelf candy, I guess, that has some functionality to it, but you're not going to be like playing any kind of serious gameplay on this in terms of shmups and stuff, then I'd say, okay, go for it. But I mean, buyer beware. And I think that this article sums it up perfectly, that, it's definitely not for everybody. Yeah, for sure.
It's a great shame, because 2 of the games in particular, Armed Police Batrider and Battle Back Raid, have never had home ports. And these are 2 games that people have wanted to have easy access to forever.
Yeah.
And this was the first chance to get these games legitimately. Yeah, and they've dropped the ball, unfortunately.
No compilations. They've not made it into any kind of obscure compilations or anything like that. This was the first.
Not to my knowledge, no.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for writing this up for the site. Definitely. I think that if folks read this and they still choose to go for it, then you guys at least know what you're getting into. But she took the bullet for all of you guys.
To be honest,
she bought it so you didn't have to.
Yep.
Well, what happened was that I did a pre-order back in January, because I thought to myself, well, I can always cancel it later.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like a week ago, news about the Astro City Mini started coming out, and I was like, oh my god, I should cancel my pre-order, because it's never going to live up to my expectations. And unfortunately, Amazon didn't let me cancel. They'd already started processing my order.
No.
Yeah, I'm stuck with it.
And you were right. It didn't live up to your expectations.
I would recommend that if anybody gets anything from that series, definitely get the Astro City fight sticks. Those are probably some of my favorite fight sticks I've ever used. and they're native with the Mister and pretty much every USB device computer, and they're really good fight sticks. I think they're about $150 each. So while they're not cheap by any means, I definitely think they're full Sanwa parts, easily moddable, and a great piece of case. It's definitely cheaper than those new sticks that come out, the mouse sticks. They're like, I think it's $300 just for the case. So just my 2 cents on that.
Emily, let's see. Dan Retrospectors thinks you sound like TJ Davis, for what it's worth. We did a podcast with TJ Davis. You're both British.
Who's TJ Davis?
The singer for the Sonic R soundtrack.
Oh wow, that's a really big compliment.
among many other things, yeah, she's got a great voice and she's done a lot of good stuff. Metropolis Street Racer as well.
Yeah.
That's what we need, another Sonic R. We need a remake of Sonic R, and we need to get Richard Jakes and TJ Davis back in the studio.
But we'll just have Emily sing it. One of the two.
Exclusive Switch release? No,
I'd be down.
I'd be down for sure. Next and last, and we're running on up to time anyway, so the last article of the day is another Danthrax joint. Yabasan SHIRO version 1.9.2 released.
Nice.
Yeah, this is kind of a smaller story. It's not like an earth-shattering update or anything. But yeah, he put out an update over the weekend that I guess makes it a little less prone to crashes when you're using the save state function and loading up a save state. And he also improved the performance when you use CPU affinity. And I kind of looked up what CPU affinity means a little bit and put a sentence in there in the story. Hopefully it makes sense. Mm-hmm. Basically, your operating system, if you're using a multi-core processor, and most people are at this point, most CPUs have multiple cores, your operating system, like Windows or whatever, will kind of manage which core in your processor is doing a particular function. And it'll kind of switch between them as you keep bringing up new programs and stuff. I don't know why it would switch between them. There are probably explanations for it, but it does. And so I guess you can do something on your PC to force a program to keep getting run on the same core. And so I guess DevMeX here did something so that Yabasan SHIRO will perform better if you are forcing it to be run on the same core of your CPU. So there you go. Nothing too big, although I did kind of throw in there that he tweeted that you can, he put out an update for his iOS version of it.
Right.
But it's exclusive to his Patreon. So.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's something too.
Is that something that becomes public at a certain point?
I'm not sure. He didn't mention it.
Okay.
I mean, he has iOS versions up on his website, so maybe it will eventually go public. Maybe it's just kind of a temporary exclusivity
just
thing.
Like an early exclusive.
Yeah, like the feature he says he added, the SH2 cache being enabled, is something that he added with the version that came to Android and Windows several months ago, the 1.8 version. So I think he's just kind of behind on his iOS development. So he's bringing it a little closer to parity. It's still not at parity, as far as I know, with the version that was released a couple months ago for Android and PC. So,
cool.
But yeah, just a couple little Yabasan SHIRO updates.
Thank you. Yeah, and speaking of timed exclusives, SHIRO's got a new little bit of content up for you Patreon supporters. If you go check the Patreon, it's not, I'm going to tell you what it is right now because it's a secret, but it'll be live as of tomorrow. So if you want to feel special and you haven't checked it out yet, go check out the Patreon, log into your Patreon account and check our posts to see, and it'll be kind of a new thing that we're doing going forward.
Totally has nothing to do with pandas, right?
Nothing to do with pandas. No, see, that's a big letdown then now.
we would say something about if it was something that to do with pandas or
an I mean, you were teasing it, so I'm thinking, oh man, we might have a new
I can honestly tell you, I mean, Nick as we know, he's been working his butt off on that video, and I think that he's kind of at a point where he's waiting on their side, the Japanese and Sega side to kind of like give it the all clear, and then you can kind of move forward with it. So it's kind of held up a little bit right now, just due to some things that are beyond his control,
Why does he need the okay from Japan and from Sega?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's just something that I'm not sure we could have even said that, but it's just it's just very imperative that he gets that okay before he does that.
Yeah, it might just be like citing a certain source or whatever, but we'll see. Yeah, folks just need to sit tight and wait for it. It'll be worth it.
Trust me, it will be worth it.
It'll be worth it.
Make not just one bag of popcorn, but two at the minimum, because you're going to be there for a while.
And let's see, I'll close the browser for now, and let's see here. Web page, there we go. Right, so if you haven't checked out the latest podcast episode, Dragon Force, go do it, either on YouTube or on our Podbean or wherever you listen to podcasts. It's a really great episode. Listen to while you work or while you clean or whatever. It's really entertaining, and it's nice to have another mainline episode drop under our belt after a long hiatus.
We're gonna hope we get some more often. I know that we really want to get it out though, and start pushing more episodes out. So hopefully we'll get that a little bit more regular. We'll see.
Well, the good news is Peter is done with school, at least for now, for the foreseeable future, unless he decides to take a doctorate or something. But he's out of school, and he's much more available. So that's going to help kind of distribute the burden of activities and stuff like that. And then if you're interested in SEGA Saturn tournaments, go ahead and join our Discord community and touch base with Double Dime, who's handling the organization of those tournaments and the bracket and everything like that. Stay tuned for news regarding that 2D engine from Tiago. SC.
And then if you're in Phoenix, stop by Game On Expo in Phoenix, Arizona. This weekend, I'll be here with my PVMs and CRTs and Saturns and Dreamcasts and the Mister, and I'll be here all weekend. So if you want to meet me or not meet me and just play the CRTs, you can see when I duck out and then play them and then leave.
Is Emerald coming again? Is he gonna check in?
No, he's not here.
Ah, gotcha. Well, yeah.
I might see Nutrageous. He might be here.
We do need to shout our patron supporters, so let me do that real quick. I gotta look up the list, the latest and greatest. So let's see here. We've got membership. And say something, Pat, to stall for time while I do this.
Yeah, but like I said, it's really good. A lot of people liking the CRTs. A lot of people liking the twin sticks. I think I might keep the twin sticks out all weekend just because people have been really enjoying it. But we'll see. Everyone's loving everything here, so I'm very happy, very successful. Got some obscure stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, if you guys like obscure games, you guys want to play cool things, I think there's no better place but to be at Game On Expo if you're in Arizona. Or ask to come over to my house, one of the two. That's the equivalency of coolness. And then I'm getting a new cab this weekend, so hopefully I'm trading that Saturn kiosk, and I'll be getting a Sound Vuelix cab and a sound generator. So I'll put that on my Twitter. You guys can look at that. And then, go do things that are Saturn related. How are you doing, Dave, on that Patreon shout?
I am not doing well at all because I am logged into our account, and I'm viewing as creator, and I'm not seeing where.
It should be membership, and then there should be that giant list.
I don't have membership. I'm not seeing that anywhere. I have my page, insights.
Yeah.
My page. I'm on mobile, so maybe that's. Yeah, I'm under membership, and it says your benefits, official page. It's not showing me the thing. where I can see all the members.
I'd have to log in again. I'm logged out. I'd have to log in again.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, so we've got some breaking news here. I just got a response from DevMiax to my questions I asked him about the SHIRO, and he said that I found that sometimes the sound emulation thread locks the CPU emulation thread when you enable CPU affinity. On version 1.9.2, which is the new one that's out this week, the CPU thread and the sound thread run in parallel.
Nice.
So there you go.
Cool.
I'm glad we got that answer.
It is pretty. I mean, the sound bugs out a lot on SHIRO. Honestly, I've had so many times when it'll lock up and the sound, or even it won't lock up, and the sound will just keep. One of the sound effects will just keep repeating over and over. It'll sound like a machine gun. And then even turning off SHIRO will not make sound stop. You've got to go into Task Manager, find it still running, the process still running, and then kill it, and that'll make the sound stop. So I'm hopeful this will make that better.
I am still not finding this anywhere, and it's always there when I'm. It's always there.
Might have Dragon typing in there. He thinks that's an interesting improvement.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not ignoring you guys. It's just that I'm trying to find how to access our patrons. Oh, there we go. Finally, I found it. I had to go desktop mode on my phone. My goodness. All right. Yeah, thank you for that update. Sorry guys for the technical difficulties. I don't want to
Patreon?
Yeah, I finally got it. Okay, so let's take a look at our new, we don't have, let's see, of active. And then filter by top tier.
I just got an offer on the PVM, or they asked if I could buy it. I told them if they trade me Snatcher, I'll give it to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
cool.
Trade me Snatcher, and I'll give you a PVM.
Cool. Okay, so let us know about that. Definitely let me know if you end up making that deal.
He didn't go for it, sadly.
I'm gonna read off all of our $10 and above patrons. So we've got Emerald Nova, we've got Momdu or Memphis, Shadow Mask, Derek, Pascarella, aka A-Team, Rowan Dinkt, Johannes Fetz, Tanuki Trev, Blue Moon 95, Nutrageous, Robert Ramsey, King Gidra, Ceruleon, Gem Class or Rank, Murder of Crows, Nate Lawrence, and Justin. And of course, we have several other patrons at the $3 and $1 tier. We thank you for your contributions. We thank you for your financial support. Sorry again for the technical difficulties. It's never that hard to pull up our Patreon supporters, but it was today. And thank you guys for watching today. If you can't support us financially, please feel free to like and subscribe and ring the bell and share out the cast. You can share us on Twitter. You can share us on Facebook, or if you have an Instagram account. That helps us grow organically just by word of mouth, and that's the best kind of advertising we can get. Of course comment on our things too and say if you like us or not. Just be like, this video sucks, or Patrick smells absolutely
like rotten tomatoes, whatever you think is necessary.
And of course, if you and if you want and you can't do the Patreon thing but you'd like a shirt, we have shirt designs on the website. More to come. Shouts AM25 for that little Pat and Dave SHIRO Show shirt. We got some other cool designs for you guys, and not just shirts, but we've also got face masks, we've got phone cases, we got mugs, got a bunch of other merchandise as well under accessories, stickers, mugs, bags, skateboards, buttons, that kind of thing. So give it a shot. Let us know what you think. Anything else you want to say before we end this little shindig? Oh yeah, stay tuned for Pat's at a con, so he's not streaming anything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be that's not gonna be, I mean, if you want to do a Pat Let's Play, come to a Game On Expo in Phoenix, Arizona. and we'll do a live Shiro Show Let's Play.
There you go.
For a live stream. So if you guys want to see me play a game, I'll make you a deal. If anybody comes up to me and asks me in person to play Mr. Bones, I will play Mr. Bones at the con for you. But you have to come up to me personally in Arizona in the flesh and ask me. If you do, I will 100% play through it.
Nice. Very nice.
That's a call out. So yeah, if anybody you are in Arizona in the audience, go do that. I'll play Mr. Bones for better or worse.
Excellent. Well, I think that's about time. And we made it through all the news and our few updates. And so other than that, this is SaturnDave reminding you that you must play SEGA Saturn. And until next time, peace out, and we'll see you next week.
Later.
SEGA Saturn SHIRO